Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Just taking advantage of some beautiful sunshine here in Nova Scotia and soaking up some vitamin D and enjoying the fresh air. I hope you're able to get out and enjoy some fresh air and soak up some rays wherever you are. So today I wanted to get on and talk about why I talk about burnout so much. And because I realize there's a lot of people on my Facebook and YouTube pages and whatnot that don't know who I am and why I do what I do and who I help. So I wanted to just bring some clarity to that. So if you haven't really picked up on who I am or why I do what I do, I am a mother of two young adults. One will be 19 in December and the other one will be 21 next month. I am a wife and partner to my husband, and I'm also a business owner and helper healer. So I am a certified yoga instructor, as well as hold a diploma in counseling hypnotherapy. So the reason why I talk about burnout so much is because I can recognize, looking back at so many times in my life, ways that I was experiencing burnout in different areas of my life and at different times. And the reason why I'm so passionate about helping women experiencing burnout is because I feel like there's sometimes a lack of resources available to women, and that there's a lot of responsibility that is kind of heaped on our shoulders, and either implicitly or explicitly expectations of us as women, as mothers, if you're in that role, as workers, as beings. There's so many expectations and high standards and just, a lot of pressure put on women in different areas of their lives. And so I felt that as a mother when my children were younger. I chose to homeschool for a few years, so I was getting a lot of pushback on that. I was also embarking on a path of yoga and meditation, and then became an instructor in those things. And all of these things were sort of against the grain in my little community at that time. And so I always sort of felt like I was often alone in my endeavors, in my pursuits. And so not in the sense that I couldn't find other mothers or other yogis to connect with, but just in general. And so, and then there's a lot of pressure that's put on, fathers. But, for me, I felt drawn to helping women because that's the experience that I can obviously connect with the most. And so not to suggest that men aren't experiencing extreme amounts of pressure as well. It's a different kind of pressure. So we're experiencing different things, and the approach that we would take for these things might be different. Not really. Like, when you boil it right down to what do people need in order to heal from burnout, and the biggest thing would be resources and more resources, but then connection and healing come from connection. So they're all intertwined. So as we start to get resources, it becomes easier to connect. Our connections help us to maybe get more resources internally, externally, and so they all sort of work together in this beautiful way that when it happens, it can be beautiful. So it really inspired me to want to become to expand my role as a helper healer, because I've always been in that sort of role, whether it's as a yoga instructor or a mother or working with special needs kids as an EPA until very recently. So in a lot of my roles, I have been helper healer, But then when I had the opportunity during our lockdown, our first lockdown, to start my diploma course in counseling hypnotherapy, that was just that last little piece of the puzzle that I needed in order to be able to really feel like I could make a difference. And so that's why I do what I do, because I see so many women out there who are silently suffering. I see women who are not so silently suffering, and that's beautiful too. It's all gorgeous. Because if you're talking about it, then there's an opportunity for connection, and that's why I think it's so important to talk about our struggles. And so, sometimes life is messy, and we talk about the mess, because otherwise, and I learned this from experience. If we keep going through our suffering silently, not only are we cutting ourselves off from possible resources, but we're also missing the opportunity to let other women know that this is, life. This is what we're contending with, and it's not perfect. It's not, an Instagram or Facebook picture. It's more than that. It's pretty, and it's messy, and to be vulnerable at times, to let other people know that you're not alone in your suffering, and that the only way that we achieve change is by recognizing it's messy and that we need more resources. So I hope this helps in some way to let you know that you are alone. I've been a burnt out mother. I've been burnt out employee. I've been a burnt out daughter, a caregiver. I have experienced all the different ways that a person can probably experience burnout through my life. Keeping in mind I am 49, so it's not like I haven't had some opportunities to have these experiences. But that's the thing. If we continue to burn ourselves out, and sometimes it happens. Like I'm kind of dealing with a virus right now, a head, and some of that came from burning myself out a little bit, and sometimes it's unavoidable, and sometimes life just throws things at you, and you have to kind of roll with it and deal with it. So it can burn you up. The difference between chronic burnout and kind of burnout can cause lasting damage is duration. You stay in that state. How quickly can you bounce back from a little bit of burnout? Because burnout is your body and spirit's way of saying you need to slow down. You need to take it easy. You need to look after yourself. So sometimes we ignore the little signals until it builds up, and then we're burnt out, we're exhausted, we're depleted. The thing is that sometimes that's just, a fact of life, and sometimes it's out of control. But other times, if we're honest, we could have done things along the way to avoid it. So what I do for my clients is that I not only give you the resources that you need, well, give yourself resources through our inquiry, through our curiosity into your, into the source of your burnout. Gain the resources that you need in order to help. And then other ways that I help my clients is offering these guided meditations and whatnot within my group, as offering things that you can implement and utilize in your life to help burnout, or at least be able to return to a more balanced state when you've reached that wall and you've hit the wall. I hope this helps. I'm going to go in the group and do a little chat in there, and then hope this resonates in some way with you, and you recognize that you're not alone. Whether you're in relationship burnout or parental burnout or caregiver burnout, we've all been there. So I feel to have, given some skills, knowledge that allows me to help people manage, avoid, and recover from burnout. So feel free to book a session if you find out more, like free consultation. It's done over Zoom, and we do it with the camera off, so you don't worry about, you know, look like or anything. We just chat and, you know, introspect or insight into your challenges, and, you know, come up with a game plan on how to get you feeling different and healthy again. So feel free to do group daily practices, and also check me out on YouTube and maybe utilize some of the recordings I've shared. I hope you all have a good day. Thanks for joining me this day.